Oh my goodness. What's up, fellas? It's your boy Sir Flawless back in the house with another episode of Flawless Fantasy Football. Man, look at here. Only the real ones are going to be up this time of night waiting on the waiver wire show. Only the real ones. Well, maybe some real ones too, but you just had an early night. You just slipped on it. Hey, man, but let me tell you something. Guys, it was my day off today. But man, I had a crazy, I had a pretty, it could have been worse, don't get me wrong, but I had a bad day. You think your day off's rather be a good day, but my second vehicle, caught that on the highway on my old lady and stuff like that, and she had a grandbaby in the car. So, I had to go out there and get her. I kind of missed a phone call because one of my phones was dead. And I left the other one in the car, so it was just a hot mess. Everything got, I had to, call a tow truck and everything, man, and, just other stuff happened that, within that, so it's like finances and stuff. Yeah, it was crazy, man, and I didn't have time to do stuff, so I pressed for time. I wanted to make this video earlier in the day. That didn't happen. A waiver video, I wanted to make a flawless fatherhood video. That didn't happen. Yeah, so I was kind of, that and two or three other things, man. It's like, man, it was crazy, man. But I'm here to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to be like, okay, man, that was behind me. Got to get up early in the morning, get my son up early, super early in the morning because we're going to a donuts with dad. You know what I'm saying? The PTA at their school doing a donuts with dad's thing. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. You walk into school from around the corner where this one spot is. So it's a late night, but look, man, life, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Finances, time. There's never enough time in the day, man, but I still made time for you guys, man, and hopefully you appreciate it, man. I hope y'all doing well, man. I ain't the only one that had a bad day. Some people had it way worse than I did, so, you got to take the good with the bad, man. But, hey, guys, check it out. This episode here is going to be, I'm going to call this the Week 5 Waiver Wire rapid fire style. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be the rapid fire waiver wire. Just going to shoot it straight from the hip. Start unloading. But before we get into that, what I want you to understand is a couple videos I am going to do this week. It's obviously I got to do the week 4 transparency show. Can't wait to talk about that. And also, maybe it won't be before Thursday. I'm not going to tell that lie. Maybe it might be Thursday. I'm going to do the first quarter, Flawless Fantasy Football's first quarter award show. The first quarter of the fantasy season, I'm going to give the award show. I don't know if any of you guys ever seen an award show before, remember it, but I'm going to basically highlight the player in each position that's based on their draft capital, who should be the person that's going to get the award for achieving and just being awesome this first quarter based on their draft capital. This is based on their draft capital. So keep that in mind. Some people may be great, whatever. Like let's say Christian McCaffrey or Justin Jefferson. But I can assure you, neither one of these guys will get the award for their respective positions because they were drafted so early, all right? They're doing what they're supposed to do, even though they're awesome. So look forward to that award show. And also I'm going to have, I'm going to highlight also the person that's actually doing crappy, that's going to get the award for the dunce hat or whatever I'm going to give them for based on their draft capital and what for the first 4 weeks. All right, for the first quarter per se. So I really like that episode. Really love that episode. So look forward to that as well. That'll be the first Flawless Fantasy Football's first quarter award show. And each quarter is going to have it. 1 through 4. I'll probably break it up 5 through 8. 9 through 2. Like that, and keep it going. So All right, so man, let's get into it, man. Like I said, it's gonna be rapid fire, guys. I'm not gonna play around. I'm just gonna shoot these things out there too. Like I say, shoot straight from the hip, and we're gonna see what's what. All right. Now we're gonna talk about quarterbacks. Let's talk about quarterbacks real quick. Like I say, I'm gonna shoot right through it. Number one, we're gonna talk about C.J. Stroud. Man, he's been on the waiver list for a hot minute. He's an everyday starter, every week starter. 28, 25, 25 the last two games based on your scoring format. This week he plays, against the Falcons. That might be a slower paced game, but still. And then the Saints, and then a bye week. So Falcons, Saints, then the bye. C.J. Stroud, man, he ain't playing like no doggone Ricky, man. He ain't playing like no Ricky, man. I'm so freaking proud of him. And man, on the contrary, man, that old boy over there in Carolina, man, see, that just goes to show you guys. When these people sit up here and they draft these players, just because one's going higher than the other or whatever the case may be, man, that don't mean anything. Or one's heralded more than the other. C.J. Stroud is doing very well, and he's an every week starter if you need one. Joshua Dobbs is number two. I mean, look, who would have thought, man, this dude was sucked at Tennessee. Maybe it's just Tennessee, right? But this dude, the last three games, has had 29, 20, and even scored 29 points against San Fran. 29, 20, and then 29. Next 2 weeks, he plays against the Bengals and the Rams, two teams that he can score well on. I know people are like, who the hell's going to play that? Let me tell you something. If you're a Joe Burrow owner, in which I am in one of my leagues, man, I play the B. I play the B. I mean, hell, got to be able to beat 4 points, right? God. Man, I can't wait to show y'all that transparency doggone video. So Joshua Dobbs, man, he handled his business. Kyler Murray ain't coming back no time soon, man. I don't expect they want that dude to be there no more, but and man, that offense seemed to be clicking, so good for Joshua Dobbs. It's good. I'm glad to see him flourishing. Number three is Sam Howell. Sam Howell actually did good against Philadelphia. Some of the team's been doing good against Philadelphia. They're supposed to be so great last year. You know what I'm saying? But Sam Howell did great. Now, this Thursday, if you need a quarterback, you have to play him Thursday. I know everybody kind of like want to be hands off for Thursday just in case. I get it. I would be that way too. But he playing against Chicago. Who knows? It might go up and down. Or the thing I don't like about Howell is because if Washington dominates them, in which they might not, okay, hopefully go back and forth for the shootout. But if Washington dominate them like that, then it's just going to be just a bunch of freaking running, And so Howell may not give you the juice. So, but we'll see. I still like him still because I think Chicago probably found a little mojo, so they'll be able to move it around a little bit more. So Sam Howell, he just had that one terrible game that he had. Maybe it was against Buffalo or something like that. But outside of that, man, he's been very serviceable. For the quarterbacks, C.J. Stroud, Joshua Dobbs, and Sam Howell. Let's go. Running backs. Now, I know the talk of the town is Mr. Jaleel McLaughlin for Denver Broncos. I mean, freaking that damn coach over there, man. He been sitting around all that time, but he just been freaking getting showered. Jaleel. I mean, look, I knew the dude was going to be, but it's hard to trust because he might not even get, okay, they say that if he missed any time, the starter, Glass, I told y'all know I like that Glass too. But he'll miss little to no time at all. So I think he'll miss 1 week, maybe 2 weeks, the starter over there in Denver. So, but I still think it's going to be a decent split. He went 7 for 72. The dude's explosive. 3 for 21 in the air with a touchdown. Dude did great. I'm not even going to hold him. But this week, Denver does play against the Jets. The Jets don't play the radio. Then they play against the Chiefs. So, look, all depends what you want to do with that or not. You can win off them this week if the starter's out, if it works that way, or it might be a sneaky thing the way, hey, they might go to P. Ryan because they might need to protect him against the blitzes and stuff like that. I don't know. But I'm just saying, he's the hot commodity out there right now, Jaleel McLaughlin. Number two, Ronnie Rivers. Ronnie Rivers is the number 2 entrenched running back behind Kyren Williams. He went 9 for 47, not very nice for over 5 yards a clip this past week. So if something happens to Kyren, or if you're a Kyren earner, owner, you might want to go and snatch him up and cuff him. Now, you might not believe in cuffs. Hey, your boy Flawless do. All right? You know, I went and got well, I drafted Charbonnet in the Flawless Fantasy Football Listener League. But in my work league, man, I believe the cuffs are so important. I ended up dropping C.J. Stroud after I wavered him last week because someone dropped Charbonnet. Now I went and picked him up. I dropped Stroud. I wish I'd have freaking dropped somebody else, but we don't have deep benches over there. But hey, man, you got to protect your investments. I got to protect my top 5 running back. Screw that business. So that's just me. So Ronnie Rivers is one of those people that you might want to look out for because something happened to Kyrie. Saying he's likely to get the same workload. But obviously, it's just a cuff. They play Eagles and the Cards the next 2 weeks. We'll see what's up. Number 3 is Michael Keaton. I mean, a lot of people might not be heard of him. Some of you may. He's a rookie out of from Baltimore Ravens. He's nearing a return. He went on IR like August 31st or something. He got hurt, and he's nearing a return for this season. The dude's special. I believe he's kind of small, but he's fast. He's dynamic. So. I don't know how essential he'll be when he gets there to the team. He does have opportunity because Dobbins down, but you got other guys that are veterans over there on Baltimore. And what I've noticed with Baltimore, that don't mean they won't change this year. But what I've known about Baltimore love them some old reliable backs. And they don't really like giving it to the young, out of the nowhere freaking running back. We've seen them do this all day long, picking up old backs, doing this, Latavius Murray, this and that. It looks good on the surface, but it is something that you need to monitor. So he's on IR. So if he's in one of your leagues, scoop him up and put him on IR. But he's returning soon. Michael Keaton, check him out. Check out the player search on him and see what you think. So the running backs for Week 5 waivers are Jaleel McLaughlin, Ronnie Rivers, and Michael Keaton. All right, wide receivers. You got your boy Michael Carter. Man, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know about Michael Carter until maybe late in the preseason. Well, I knew about it, but as far as like what he could be. Because, I'll be honest with you, I want to stay off all things freaking doggone Arizona. But, the dude's a prospect, and they said it was special based on the research I did with him. He went 7. He had some targets last week, week 3, but then he busted out week 4 against San Francisco, went 7 for 76 with 2 touchdowns. That's on 7 targets, got all of his targets, and had a monster freaking day with 20-some points. And, man, look at here. You can't beat that. That's an even half-point PPR scored over 20 points. Michael Carter is as well as Joshua Dobbins is playing, and he's a starter. He could get had and definitely put him right into your lineup. Next 2 weeks playing against Bengals. Bengals can't stop nobody. Nobody, baby. I let y'all. Do y'all know where that's from? Come on, y'all got to know where that's from. That's old school. Nobody. All right, that's enough. This is a fantasy show here. All right. So keep an eye on Michael Carter. Somebody that you can add to your waivers if you need a wide receiver. I would suggest he'd be the one. Number 2 is Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams is practicing this week. They reduced his suspension. It was some new little thing came out. They reduced suspensions for a game. Good for him, but he's back at practice in Detroit. The thing I don't like about him is the coach says some negative things about him, about basically saying like he won't never reach his potential or something. But who knows? Maybe the guy was just being tough on him, making him earn it. I don't know. But he's back at it, man. That team's already clicking on him, all type of cylinders. The Lions are playing great ball. But he's a prospect, Jameson Williams. You know what he can be. So keep an eye on him. If you're on the waivers, you might want to snatch him up if you want to take a chance on him. Number 3 and number 4, I'm going to talk together. And it's no longer than my beloved Terrace Marshall. He had 10 targets last week, 9 for 56. Now I know you'd be like, 9 for 56? Come on, Flawless. This took around here catching the 6 yards a catch. It wasn't his fault they kept trying to do stupid bubble screens and short stuff down the middle because they refused to let this Ricky throw the ball downfield. But Terrence Marshall type person where he stretched the ball downfield. Now, granted, the other guy over there, the Ricky, he did not play. He did not play. He had a concussion. So maybe that was the reason why he had the 10 targets. I ain't gonna say maybe. I'm sure it's a good reason why he had 10 targets instead of that was Jonathan Mingo. You know what I'm saying? He had 10 targets instead of maybe having 6 or 7. But hey, man, Jonathan Mingo, he might not play this week, or if he does play, he might just be a decoy. Who knows? We'll see what happens this week. But Terrence Marshall and my boy KJ Osborne, I'm going to mention him because he's free out there in a lot of leagues. He's even free in my work league. I might scoop the B up. I might scoop it. I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is because they play against Kansas City this week. So it should be a shootout. Now, he didn't have much, and all this was a real KJ, was really Justin Jefferson all that past week. It was Justin Jefferson. Let's give the ball to Justin Jefferson. Because neither the wide receiver two, KJ Osborne, nor the Ricky over there got any juice this past week. But I'm sure Kansas City is going to try to roll some coverages over and stuff like that. So the other receiving options should have a bigger day. So the wide receivers are Michael Carter, Jameson Williams, Terrence Marshall Jr., and KJ Osborne. Tight ends, my dog Jason Ferguson. Jay Fergalicious. I told y'all about Jay Fergalicious. See, y'all don't be wanting to put no respect on it. Now, I understand. If you want a full-blown tight end and you want to do your thing, I get it. But Jake Ferguson is the tight end 9 right now. I mean, I'll be honest with you, he only scored, once? He the tight end 9. He scored week 2. He had 7 targets week 1, 4 week 2 with the touchdown, 7 and 7. So he's getting 7 targets a game. He scored 2 points, 2.1 week 1, half point PPR, then 8.5, 7, and then 11. You know, hey man, I told you there's a guy's going to be top 6 tight end. I put it on my bold predictions, and he's number 9. And he ain't much had the touchdowns coming yet, and they coming. Jay Ferguson is number 1, Mr. Jake Ferguson. Number 2, Jake Ferguson played against my Niners this week though. But hey man, I still might play the B. Who knows? Number 2. Cole Kmet, man. There you go, Cole Kmet doing Cole Kmet things. Cole Kmet had 24 half point PPR fantasy points. He had 7 receptions, 85 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He even had 1 rushing yard. I don't know what the heck that was all about. But hey, listen to as Fields goes, so does Cole Kmet. So if you think he's going to pop, it's best to put Cole Kmet in the lineup. Number 3, Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith, man, he went 6 for 95 playing for Atlanta. Jonnu. Now, you know they mad. They mad because their homeboy, Kyle Pitts, ain't getting no work. Hey, had no business picking Kyle Pitts anyway. Tight ends are Jason Ferguson, Cole Kmet, and Jonnu Smith. I don't know how much you want the dog gonna get it to. Maybe I shouldn't even mention Jonnu Smith, to be totally honest with you, because I wouldn't recommend nobody driving that dude. But I'll just let you know he's out there. He's highly on the transactions list and stuff like that. You know, he's actually been pretty consistent. Well, he ain't had no points week 2. Week 1 he had 0. Then he went 6.7, 6.2, and 12.5. He's number 10 tight end overall right now, Jonnu Smith. Hey, man, some people might need to understand it. He's had 6 targets, 8 targets, and 6 targets the past 3 games. It almost looked like he played week 1. So it looked like he may be the tight end one over there. I'm just saying. Good luck to Jonnu. Ferguson, Cole Kmet, Jonnu Smith. Defenses, straight up. Lions at Panthers. Washington versus what? No, so I'm gonna start. I gotta tell you if they're home or not. Lions at home against the Panthers, juicy matchup. Washington at home against the Bears, should be a juicy matchup. Colts versus the Titans, and I'm gonna be honest with you, that is a good matchup, but I'm hoping Colts don't do well because I'm playing somebody. I think I'm my opponent. I'm playing in Flawless Listener League. Flawless Fantasy Football Listener League, I think I Colts. Some y'all want to do well. But I guess it is a favorable matchup. Colts playing at Titans, and Texans are playing. Who the heck the Texans are playing? I scribbled and I don't really know what I wrote. So I gotta do some research on the fly real quick. Texans, it looked like, I don't know who the heck that is. Okay, the Falcons. Man, golly. I'm scribbling bad, man. So the Texans play against the Falcons. And I like that matchup. I can say hate. Hate's a strong word. I don't respect the Falcons quarterback. And Texas should, just hop all over their head. And, hey, it might be a team where they just be running. You never know, man. Every time you think you got these things pegged, NFL come out and they pull their little tricks. Who knows? Freaking doggone, next thing you know, Algier going to have freaking 17 totes for 86 and a touchdown or something. It's like, you never know that, these jokers. But he won't be doing it on my team. I know that much. On my work league. So those are the defenses: Lions, Washington, Colts, and Texans. Oh, and don't let me forget the Dolphins at home against the Giants. Man, oh man. Man, you saw that Giants, man. That was freaking ridiculous. You got the coach throwing freaking clipboards and tablets and stuff like that or whatever he was doing. Daniel Jones, man. You could just tell you, man, they'll pay anybody. Oh, but don't play a running back, though. But let's play a freaking sorry behind quarterback. Hey, guys. That was a rapid fire. I don't know if it went too rapid because it's around about 22 minutes, but that's how it gets done. It's your boy Flawless for Flawless Fantasy Football. Hope you guys be in there, get in there, maneuver with your waivers and stuff like that. Add and drop accordingly. Be smart about it. All right. Now, for those that are listening that's in the Flawless Fantasy Football League, those waivers happen on Wednesday. So I'll get with a couple of people to clarify some things about those waivers. But for those that got them on Tuesday, make sure you get it in. Flawless Fantasy Football, where you hear what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. 1 quarter down, 3 more to go. Let's get it, guys. Flawless Fantasy Football.